Hi, this is Steph from Killer PHP and KillerSites.com. In this quick little video, I'm going to show you how you can use a function from one class in another class. Before I get into the actual code, this is part of it in front of us here, one question that was also put to me was whether or not you should do this. And the answer is, of course you should do this. This is one of the main reasons why you want to use object-oriented programming, in that you want to segment or chunk your functionality, your functions, inside of classes so that you can use them in different spots, much in the same way you might use different tools to do different things. So yes, you would, it's common practice rather, to actually call functions from other classes and other classes. So yeah, that's what you want to do. All right, so let's look at something really simple here I put together for the sake of the demo. Here we have a class called Snake. It has one simple function, the function eat bugs. And this is the class. And here is the simple PHP page where it uses this particular class. So you see I include a reference to the class as you need to here, class.php. And I instantiate the snake object, right? Use snake. And I give it the handle, of course. This is the variable that holds a reference to the new object. And then I call the function eat bugs, right? Now, if any of this is confusing to you, you don't know what I mean by handle and reference and so forth, that's because you haven't done my beginners videos on object-oriented PHP, and you can find them on killerphp.com, tutorials, object-oriented PHP. Anywho, so if we go back to our original example, so I've created my class, I use the class here, instantiate it, and I call that function eatbugs. So we launch the browser and hit enter, and there we go. He eats bugs. So let's now look at our second class. So here's our dog class, and it has a function called eat snake. So how do you call the eat snake function that's in dog, the dog class? And I just call it class number 2, although if you're smart you would actually call this the dog class, so so that you keep things making sense, if you know what I mean. So let me just actually do this properly. So I'm gonna call this class dog.php. There we go. So now, how do you use class dog inside of your base class here? So you're just going to basically create a reference to class dog. You can either do it here, and creating a reference is doing this, is using the include. So fortunately, I just retyped this for myself, nice and simple here. So in here, I could do something like this. Of course, I got to change this to class dog. So now I have reference to the dog class here, and I should be able to use the functions in the class. And of course, I've made my life simple so we can speed along through this. So I'm going to call the dog. So here we go. I create a new dog, and I call the dog eat snake function rather. Save that. Let's refresh. And the dog ate the snake. So of course, in the class dog, that's what that class does. You notice that I don't need this. I created a reference to the dog class here, but you don't have to do that. You could actually do it inside the parent class here. So you'd only call the one class file here, right? And if we refresh, you see it still works. So there you go. That's how you call a function from another class inside. Oh, you know what I did wrong? I put it in my PHP page. So let me just get rid of this here. This is in the PHP, but you can just shove it in the class. So in eat bugs, here we go. This is what we want to do. So you see in the function eat bugs inside a class snake, I'm actually instantiating a new dog object, and I am calling the dog object's method. In this case, we only have one method, one function, eat snake. And if we refresh, you'll see that it still works. So there you go. That's actually how you do it. This is how you call another class's function inside another class. I hope this makes sense.